So you're not going away anytime soon.
No, and unfortunately, as time goes by, we seem to begin to go back in our ways, and we're backsliding on some of the ocean protection that we have been committed to by, proposals to industrialize the ocean now.
I had a feeling you were going to use that phrase. Either I was going to use it or you were. A year ago, I interviewed you, and you'll correct my name, Tim Gillingham?
Dillingham.
Dillingham, from the Littoral Society, and it was the first time I had heard, except maybe in passing, several proposals about liquid natural gas stations in the ocean, and you described what we called, when you described the island, I said, that sounds insane, and you said, that's ironic, because we're calling it Insanity Island. And we have a picture of it here, which I don't know if we'll be able to see it, but somebody drew that, and it's now one of any number of Clean Ocean Action t-shirts I own.
Yes, Joe Martin. Yes, Joe Martin drew that for us. And I think it really tells the story because, not only are these areas sort of they're huge, they're gigantic. Some of the liquefied natural gas tankers that will be brought to the area are the size of 4 football fields. So they're massive and gigantic. And while these things are there will be no access to the ocean in those areas at all. They don't want to have people coming anywhere near them. How
realistic is the chance that they're actually going to build something like that?
Well, there's today there's not 1, not 2, but 3 proposals. One, they go in extremes. One is this gigantic island that they want to build off of Seabright. There's another proposal by Liberty Natural Gas. LNG is their initials as is the product, liquefied natural gas, LNG. That project is being proposed off of Asbury Park. And then Exxon, no friend to any environment, is proposing their facility off of Manasquan Inlet. So there's 3 different proposals, 3 different types of liquefied natural gas technologies.
Before we talk about the product itself, we say it's off Seabright, it's off of Manasquan, it's off of Asbury. I'm in Long Branch. It really doesn't make a difference where it's off of,
when it's in the ocean, it doesn't. It's such a, it's a liquid environment. It's like, you can't stop, literally, you can't stop anything. You can't draw a line and say, oh, it's off of Asbury. These are all right off of our communal shared waters.
Is it for any of them now? The gentleman, and they made a very good presentation from LNG came and talked to me. Long Branch had voted a resolution opposing any of this.
Leader again in the environmental field.
We try. It's there are a lot of local issues. All of these issues impact people locally.
Yes, absolutely. Particularly these,
And at the same time, on a local level, we have to look for ways, alternate energy sources, how to use them, how to incorporate them into our town and save money and save the environment, reduce our carbon footprint. But we look for alternatives to foreign oil.
Foreign oil, that's key.
Is this one?
Yeah, no, this is absolutely in the wrong direction. I mean, what we have learned over these very painful months with $4 of gasoline is that we must really look into becoming energy independent in the United States. Not only energy independent, but also focus on, renewables and reduce our use. But, this liquefied natural gas is antithetical, is completely 180 from the agenda that we now know we must be committed to, which is domestic sources, energy conservation, efficiency, and renewables. This takes us in the entirely wrong direction.
Tell me why.
Well, it's fascinating, really. And when, just to take a step back, when Clean Ocean Action first heard about the island, we thought the island was a terrible idea, but we really didn't know what liquefied natural gas was. I mean, everybody's, I think, prone to thinking natural gas is good. But what is liquefied natural gas? So we really set about researching it and looking into it because, as you know, Clean Ocean Action only likes to focus on the facts and on the science of an issue. So we did this research paper. Dave Beyer, our water policy attorney, and Heather Stafford, our PhD scientist on staff, looked into liquefied natural gas. And we came up with this report, which I'll present to you at the end of the night. It's called Liquefied LNG, an Un-American Energy Source, which really says it all because liquefied natural gas is, by definition, from foreign sources, from foreign countries, from foreign places, because the only reason why you liquefy it is to transport it thousands and thousands of miles.
Okay.
Natural gas is just what it is. It's natural gas, and the United States has abundant supplies. We are, I want to say we're awash in natural gas, but we have huge supplies here. It's very different than with oil. We have 97% of the natural gas we use right now comes from North America. And 86% of it the United States produces. The other ones are Canada and Mexico. So we really are independent.
Are the drilling issues similar to oil issues where, one of the issues that's going on right now, drilling offshore?
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
Most people are aware you drill offshore and there's an accident.
Right.
It's tragic. It's a catastrophe. And any drilling that was done today wouldn't reflect anything for 10 years.
Right. Oh, if then.
If ever.
If ever.
And it's an if. And even the oil companies aren't that anxious to do it.
No, they're really not, especially from Maine to Florida and the Atlantic coast.
But my question is it as potentially dangerous and potentially dirty to get this out of the ground in this country as it is oil? Natural gas.
Natural gas, there are issues that, of course, we need to deal with when it comes to natural gas. And we do have environmental laws, and they could be better. But the point of it is that right now, according to a variety of sources, including government sources, we have enough natural gas here to supply us for between 60 and 120 years. And that was before they found some very rich natural gas finds in Pennsylvania and New York state. So these are sources that are domestic. We can do them environmentally in a more environmentally sound way. But again, the focus has to be on conservation and efficiency. Liquefied natural gas is nothing more than destroying a country thousands of miles away, or taking the resources from a country thousands of miles away and expending enormous amounts of resources to cool it down. Because in order to get natural gas into a liquid form, you need to cool it down to minus 260 degrees. A huge amount of energy needs to be used to cool it down to that degree. Then you need to put it into ships and use energy to ship it thousands of miles to get it to the United States. And then you need to reheat it, burning even more energy to put it back in gaseous form. So by the time you get it here, it can be 40% more polluting than our own domestic gas. So if our goal is to become independent, independent, and have a cleaner, greener, cheaper energy source, our own domestic sources make sense. There is no public interest in shifting to liquefied natural gas provided by Liberty Natural Gas or Exxon or any other company. We have our own domestic sources right now. And, again, we don't want to pollute the planet any more than we have to. And so shipping that energy way over to this side of the world is not an environmentally sound alternative. This is not only environmentally sound, using our own domestic natural sources, but it's cleaner and cheaper. It costs a lot of money.
Well, on that note, we'll come back to it, but we're going to take a quick break.
Okay. It goes fast.
Yes, it does. You could keep